Childhood and Growing Up. This is for B.Ed first year, exclusively for Pondicherry University, explained by Dr. Shubha, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry. Childhood, adolescence and their development. This makes Unit 1. So here you will be learning about the meaning of childhood, adolescence and their development. And what is the difference between growth and development? What are the characteristics of growth and development? Principles of development. And what are the developmental features like physical, emotional, social, moral and intellectual, that is cognitive developmental features. Okay. Now let's see about early childhood, which extends from the end of infancy to about 6 years. Now here the physical development will be school readiness, ready to spend many hours with peers and increased strength, and he would like to eat utensils, that is touch, keep it in mouth, crayons, utensils and other objects, and ready to master toilet training, and basic motor abilities will be there. So develops mastery in applying motor skills in challenging situations. Cognitive, about the knowledge, perfection of language skills and the use of language to communicate. The communication develops. So uses language as a communication tool. Thinking becomes concrete and egocentric. Problem solving is illogical, and magical thinking and fantasies will be there at this stage. Now let's come to social and emotional. Develops rudimentary relationships with other children, like parallel play. Okay, children also begin to imitate social roles at this time, like police, carpenter, electrician, IPS, prime minister. So they enact roles. And toilet trainings represents a significant part because social expectations comes at this time. They begin to understand, explore and practice social roles, and what is right and what is wrong. They begin to understand the nature of rules, and if something goes wrong they experience the guilt feeling. Erikson refers to the child's primary mode of operation during the stage as initiative. The child takes initiative, takes charge, curious to know things, manipulate the environment, self-directed, ability to understand right and wrong, and develops self-esteem at this time. Middle and late childhood. This comprises of school age 6 to 12 years. Now only during this year the children learn to understand relationship beyond their families, friends, teachers, caregivers and others. Their experience expand. Many factors, the environment, the relationship with others, they alter children's actions and they impact how they learn to get along with the society. But some can create stress also and affect their self-esteem. Now this is a period where they prepare for adolescence. The physical behavior, the physical developmental behavior or features are the children, they practice and refine and master complex motor skills, perceptual motor skills. The cognitive area features as operational thinking replaces egocentric cognition. That is I comes as a strong word for them. I is there. Thinking becomes more logical and rational. So they try to understand a problem in others' perspectives too. Now the social and emotional relationships outside the family increase in importance. Their friendships and peer group, they want to participate only as a group, imitates and learns age appropriate social rules, and including those that are gender specific, develops an understanding of rules. They don't want to rely on any adult to dictate proper social behavior, to govern social relationships, industrious, and goal directed in their activities. They are confident and develop a better sense of herself or himself as an individual, with the likes and dislikes, with special areas, capable of introspecting what am I doing, what's going right, what's going wrong, and what is my ability. So self-esteem will be derived from their ability and their introspection at this level. Here comes adolescence. Now this is a notorious period. It's a transition period from childhood to adulthood. It begins around 13, ends around 18. The teenage. Of course, we all know what happens during teen. It begins with the appearance of secondary sex characteristics physically and ends when somatic growth is completed and the individual is psychologically mature. Physically, the physiological changes at puberty, rapid growth, maturity of sexual organs for boys and for girls also, male and female, and development of secondary sex characteristics. Under cognition, that is cognitive feature of development during early adolescence. So precursors to formal operational thinking will appear. The ability to think hypothetically, making hypothesis, and to take multiple perspectives. During middle and late adolescence, formal operational thinking becomes well developed and integrated in a significant percentage of adolescents. Abstract thinking starts here. Social and emotional. Social relationships in early adolescence are centered in the peer group. Group values guide individual behavior. They listen to their friends more than their parents. Acceptance by peers is critical to self-esteem. Most peer relationships are still same-sex only. Young adolescents become interested in sexual relationships, but most contact is through groups only. So, some youth may begin to experiment like theory and practical with the sexual behavior, but many early adolescents are not sexually active with other youth. Social roles are still largely defined by external sources. Friends are more often selected on personal characteristics and mutual interest, not the parents are telling that befriend this girl or this boy. They don't do that. The peer group declines its importance. Individual friendships are strengthened and more youth date in one-on-one relationships. The youth experiments with the social roles, explores options for career choice. The early adolescent is strongly identified with the peer group. Youth depend upon their peers and support to help mold the youth's emerging identity. Self-esteem is greatly affected by the acceptance of peers. During middle and late adolescence, identity is more individualized and a sense of self develops and stabilizes, which is they want to separate themselves from their family or their peer group. Self-esteem is influenced by the youth's ability to live up to the internalized standards for behavior. That is, what the standard he or she keeps in her mind and living up to that. That is his or her self-esteem. Self-assessment and introspection are common during this time. So, from childhood to adolescent, it's a critical age. During this teen period only, that is from 13 to 18 only, one has to take a proper care of their life. And if the behavioral changes are good, then future will be good. Otherwise, we know what will happen. Thank you.